So get in more details of the RSS chief's meeting with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, where sources telling your channel that Dalai Lama has hailed India's inclusive nature and the acceptance and the respect for all. He also gave out a strong message to China, saying that expansionism must stop. Our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor is joining us live. But Abhishek, more so when it comes to the message that has also been given by the RSS chief, especially when it comes to Tibet, saying that it is our brother country and we will always stand by it.
The fact that RSS chief, while in Himachal Pradesh, makes it a point to go meet the Dalai Lama, make a courtesy call on him, take that detour itself is a statement. Remember, RSS is the mothership of the ruling dispensation of the BJP, and for the head of that ideological body to go and meet the Dalai Lama really underscores the backing of the establishment. In fact, a message to the establishment that the support to the Dalai Lama and the Tibetans should not be diluted in any manner. So that's the importance of the meeting. Of course, the news points coming out, the Dalai Lama mentioning about expansionism. I think this is the first time perhaps in recent memory I'm hearing the Dalai Lama making that kind of very direct statement on the Chinese expansionism of which we have seen many samples over the last few years. So I think this turns out to be an important meeting, Amita, where the Dalai Lama pulling no punches, making it clear that expansionism cannot be an ideology that rules the world, and to that extent actually lauding India for its acceptance, not just tolerance, but acceptance and religious harmony. I think in that context, for the Dalai Lama, for the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat to also go on to say that Tibet is a brother country and we are always going to stand by it, also as a message to the Chinese and to the Indian establishment that be with the Dalai Lama. I think this is going to be a consequential meeting insofar as India's position on Tibet is concerned, and I think in that sense it's important that the RSS chief made that detour and went to Dharamshala and made that courtesy visit to the Dalai Lama. Amita.
I believe Dr. Cholia is also with us right now. Dr. Cholia, how do you see at those pictures that are coming across? Because they give out a very strong message, especially when it comes to this opportunity of a courtesy call, and also to thank the people of India for their support, and also what is being said, that when it comes to the discussion on the status of independent Tibet before China's occupation, and when it comes to other issues, what is being said that it has also been discussed between His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat. What do you make of it?
I think it's time that we go public and to warn the Chinese that they're playing with fire by trying to provoke us at the LAC. In 2020, during the peak of the LAC crisis also, it came to light that Ram Madhav, another senior leader from the ruling establishment, went and paid tribute to one of the Tibetan guerrillas who died fighting for India in the Special Frontier Force. All our major formations, we have Tibetans, and the fact is that when the Chinese have dared to come this far and violate all the bilateral agreements not to change the status quo, then we have to go far. We cannot sit back and just say, well, Tibet is too sensitive or we should not rake it up. So it's time the Chinese know there is a Tibetan movement for independence. There is a Tibetan urge for statehood, or at least minimum genuine autonomy. And it is in our best interest to push for that. So it's good to see Mohan Bhagwat ji, one of our senior cultural figures and national leaders, go there in person and assure the Dalai Lama that Tibet is a brother country. When we say that, what are we saying? We do not accept the Chinese claim lines, what they are advancing, and the Chinese are demanding that we acquiesce to this so-called one China principle on Taiwan and Tibet and all these things, and we are not willing to acquiesce. What we are saying is that we will, if you challenge us, we also have the right to challenge your claims. And I think that is the larger message. As far as Dalai Lama's comments go, it's excellent. He has always believed in the greatness of this country. He says this is his second home after Tibet. Yeah. Yes, Abhishek.
It's an important analysis you are making, but then I have to get a Tibetan voice also first before I go, to Aparajita Sarangi of the BJP. Yeshi Dawa is joining us, Tibetan activist. Yeshi, Would this send a strong message to the Tibetan community that India stands with them, given the fact that RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat went to meet the Dalai Lama and made the statement that Tibet is a brother country and India is going to forever stand with them?
I think if we look at the founders of RSS, we all can clearly see what Veer Savarkar and Deendayal Upadhyay ji made statements on Tibet in the early 60s when China occupied Tibet. So at this present, we all know that China is getting stronger. So because of China's power, now Tibet issue is being talked less in India. So I think now it is high time for the government of India to talk more on Tibet, because Tibet's freedom means a huge thing to India in terms of border, in terms of peace.
Right.
Because we always believe in what Mahatma Gandhi taught us. So if Tibet succeeds, I think it is a big message for the whole world that whatever Gandhi taught Tibetans, they followed it. So we are following it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the Tibetan community would be happy that this development has happened. Aparajita Sarangi of the BJP joins us. Aparajita ji, you think that RSS chief is sending a message as much to China as to the Indian establishment also, that we should solidly stand with the Dalai Lama and with the Tibetan community in India?
Absolutely. In fact, I would say that this is a very important meeting between His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the RSS chief. And they have conveyed very strongly the message that they wanted to convey to each other. And it's very clear that the Dalai Lama has very rightly conveyed that we Indians are inclusive in our approach. We have had a very good relationship with Tibet. We want to stand by Tibet. And at the same time, it has been conveyed very strongly that we would not be accepting the expansionist approach of China. So I think this is a very, very important meeting, as I said, and we welcome this.